What's up, everybody from YouTube? Today it is your boy Connor from 72.degrees, and today I am here with my boy Ron. He was able to top cut by playing a Dark Magician deck, and I was very entertained by this deck. I got my butt kicked by this deck 2-0. He was able to swipe the floor with me. The Dragoon plays are really fire, and there's a lot of ways that he can operate this deck. Ron, how about you say a little bit more about this deck and how you feel about it?
Sup guys, so I'm Ron, and I waited way too long for a Dark Magician to actually get a nice, decent support. But once they had their support, I felt like this build was consistent enough. But yes, of course, it still has a major brick, and I'm still going to work my way to fix it, of course. Yeah.
Alright, sounds good. And what spells and traps are you running for the deck?
So, firstly, for traps, I only use one magical navigation because mostly it's only for your negator. You really don't need to special summon that much. Solemn Strikes, just for more protection.
Yeah, you're running that card in the main deck, right?
Navigation?
No, it's Solemn Strike.
Yes,
Yeah,
of course,
yeah.
yes. Yes, it is a price to pay $1,500, but again, you want to protect your magicians or as much as possible. But the main traps would be your 3 Eternal Souls, only because, again, it's your Monster Reborn plus is your protection for Dark Magicians. Dark Magician with him, he is untouchable. The downfall to Eternal Soul is that if it leaves the board, you get nuked yourself. So only it's Regeki for your side of the field.
Oh, so it goes off the field and pretty much all your monsters are destroyed?
Yes.
Damn, okay.
That's the only downfall to Eternal Soul.
Sounds good.
As for a Crackdown, who loves to steal, right? Nowadays, we just love to steal.
Especially with Vanity's ruler.
Yeah, right? The Vanity Fiend, you steal them, they say, GG, you got game. Judgment is just a staple. Everybody needs Judgment. Just to say, have fun, good day. So that's pretty much my traps, and if I were to cut anything, I would probably choose maybe drop down to 1 Eternal Soul and replace it. For replacement, I would say it's up to you, because I actually have no idea what to replace it with. I always love 3 because either you don't search for it, you want to see it to get your combo started.
Alright, sounds good. So that's the trap variation of Ron's Dark Magician deck. And what spells are you running here? Considering that you're also running Dragoon in your deck, I was kind of curious about this.
Yes, of course. So, ever since Dragoon was announced, firstly, I felt like all the other decks were splashing it in just for the hell of it. Well, I feel like the Dragoon was made for Dark Magician, so I only play the one of.
Yeah, because I hear where you're coming. I kind of hear where you're coming from on that. You don't really need to see that card all the time.
Exactly. People assume the more you get, the faster you could spam and win. No, I disagree, because let's say you hard draw it, for example. You use it, you're locked out of summoning. If you don't have a follow play, if someone stops Red Eyes Fusion, you're screwed. You have no way. You can't play afterwards.
I mean, the other day I Dragooned a Red Eye Fusion, and they were like, okay, well, I can't do anything about that.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So, yeah, I completely hear where you're coming from on that.
Okay. The next one fusion / ritual summoner is the Secret of Dark Magic. The only reason I use this is because of getting my fusion monsters out faster. For example, if you have a dead red eyes in your hand, and you could magically revive a Dark Magician, you could spring this and summon a Red Eyes Dragoon without wasting a Red Eyes Fusion. And you get full beneficial off of your Red Eyes Dragoon as well.
Yeah, that's a very good point,
Yeah.
because you're using 2 normal monsters to do a summon.
Right.
100%.
Right.
Alright, so I also noticed that you're running a Dark Magical Circle. There's probably some people on this channel who don't really know what Dark Magical Circle does. Can you explain that to them?
Yes, of course. So, Dark Magical Circles, first effect. As soon as upon activation, you can excavate the top 3 cards of your deck. If it's the vanilla monster Dark Magician himself, or a spell or trap with Dark Magician in its text, you can free add it to your hand. Secondly, after that, you could rearrange in any order you choose. And lastly, if a Dark Magician is summoned to the field while Circle is face up on board, you can banish any 1 card on board.
Oh, wow, okay.
Yeah.
So really the only thing that's really getting around this during your turn itself is Lancia.
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
Yes. However, the downfall to it is that upon activation of Dark Magical Circle, if someone ashes you, you do not get to excavate the 3 cards.
Oh, okay.
Yes. And another plus side to this is that if you excavate the top 3 cards and you do not get a free add to your hand, you still get to rearrange it any order you choose.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So more or less is part of duality for your deck.
Okay.
Yeah. Which follows up to the Soul Servant. Soul Servant, I like to call it the stack attack. Meaning, first effect is allows you to take any card with Dark Magician in its text, auto put it on top. Secondly, from graveyard, you can banish it to draw cards equal to the different names of Dark Magician, Dark Magician Girl, Oracle Mana, or Oracle Mahad. So, for example, if Dark Magician, Dark Magician Girl are in the graveyard, and you banish Soul Servant from the graveyard, you draw 2 cards.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. If only Dark Magician's in the graveyard, you draw 1.
Okay.
And same thing for the other 4 monsters. So, and my most favorite combo to do, if you have both in your starting hand, for a chain block as well, you go Circle, claim Chain, put on Soul Servant. Therefore, you get a stack attack of whatever you need, then Circle allows you to free add it to your hand.
Wow. And Soul Servant's also a quick play.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. So that's why this is a must stuff.
And then I see the one called by the grave. I think it's kind of obvious. You want to get around Ash and stuff like that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then the one of just, like Connor said, protection.
Yeah. All right, and what are the monsters you are running in your deck?
Monsters. So, obviously, the 1 Red Eyes for the Dragoon. The wife of the deck, of course, right?
That's the gold rare.
The gold rare, yep.
Yeah, very nice.
3 max gold Dark Magicians.
Another max gold.
Yeah.
I actually have one for trade.
Right.
Funny.
If you're playing a Magician's deck, you have to run 3.
Yeah, same thing with the blue ice deck. Absolutely.
Yep. The supporters, Magician Souls, although they are the pricey of the deck. Now, if you're thinking more budget-wise, I would suggest take these out for fusion deployment. But pretty much, this is your starter, your combo starter.
Yeah, I know Magician Souls will probably will get reprinted next year, 100%, because it's getting reprinted in Legendary Duel Season 3. Because that's going to be the set with Yugi and Bakura.
And your 3 Rhoda of the deck, Magician's Rod. This card is broken as hell because you can search for your deck for any spell or trap with Dark Magician in its text. Now, his secondary effect is very, very rarely used by a lot of players, even myself, honestly. If he's in the graveyard and you use a spell or trap on your turn, you could tribute another spellcaster to revive Magician's Rod and add it back to your hands.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
I see why you don't do that.
Yeah. But majority of the time, we don't use that effect because we don't have that much Magicians on board at a time.
Yes, that's very true.
And plus, with all the extra engine flying around, we really don't see him as much as we want
100%.
to. Yeah. to Apprentice Magician because she's your Honest for Dark Magician or your Dark Spellcasters, and she's your Rhoda for Dark Magician.
Okay.
3 Ash,
Yeah.
standard, right?
If you're not gonna main Lancer, you can main Ash 100%.
Right.
Yeah.
Or if you cannot afford a Magician Soul, replace it for Lancia.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
100%. I agree with that.
Right. Now I just found this out not secret, but I just found this engine. But this is so spice. Use 2 Tour Guide and your Sangan.
Yes, because Sangan is very unfair ranking on me.
Yes, yes.
I had to get a rotted so he can come off the ban list.
Right.
One Divine Arsenal's a card.
Exactly. This is literally a 1-turn Anaconda. If you guys don't know how it works, it will just be, I'm going to summon Tour Guide, I'm going to special Sangan, I'm going to link off, summon my Anaconda,
And also activate Sangan. Right?
and activate Sangan from Graveyard. And I'm getting a free Ash or a free Magician's Soul. So therefore, I can extend my play.
100%.
I can extend my play, or I can protect myself. So once again, that is why I have this little spicy engine.
Yeah.
And that's it for this main deck,
Sounds
honestly.
Good. If you you've already made your what you call it, calls for what you would cut. What was the idea behind running Dark Magician?
Oh, let's see. Well, truthfully and honestly, just ever since I started Yu-Gi-Oh, he was my favorite archetype.
Okay, that's fair.
And then once they introduced Dark Magician, once they introduced Dark Magician Girl, it's just okay. I am just in love. I'm just in love even more. So, and those are the main 2 reasons. Mostly the third reason I'd say the most, and on a serious note, is because I feel like Blue Eyes got way too much support already. And I thought to myself, why is the main protagonist, why is the ace card of the show, why does his rival have more support than the original, the main guy?
I love hearing this because I'm also a Blue Eyes player, so this is great.
Right.
Because I'm not gonna sit here and argue that point.
Right. And so I just find it unfair. Until they release all these, I'm like, alright. No offense to Connor and his Blue Eyes-ness.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Just to shut up.
The good thing is now is that they are on a more playable level.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then, as I was gonna say, just to shut up all other Blue Eyes player, we magicians can be at their level as well. Because if you really think about it, where are Blue Eyes now? Almost not touched on or not spoken of. Yes, they're making a comeback, but
I mean, just because of Legendary Duel Season 2? I mean,
right.
Maybe not necessarily.
Right.
Yeah, so, I mean, yeah, I hear what the argument is on that. They have won a Worlds.
Yeah, that's the only time, right? It's like right after Worlds, it's like, hey,
I mean, yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
What are we running in the extra deck?
Extra deck.
Besides Dragoon.
Right. We don't need Dragoon. No one needs him.
Actually, I need him. No, I'm kidding.
Alrighty. So, I haven't done it yet, but I'm still planning on doing it.
Yep.
I have my little cross sheet.
Yep.
I have my Nightmare Unicorn. Just with Masquerena. Dark Magician, the Dragon Knight. He is absolutely your back row protector. If you could get him with Eternal Soul and Circle, almost every turn you have GG. Because your opponent cannot target nor touch your back row. And he's also treated as a Dark Magician from field and or graveyard. So therefore, even though he's in the graveyard, you can use Eternal Soul to revive him. And because he's still treated as Dark Magician, with Circle, you can still banish a card on board.
Damn, that's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, but the downfall is that we only have Red Eyes in the deck, so We gotta find ways of putting more dragons.
Have you ever had a thought about running Blackstone Legend?
No, I have not, honestly.
Blackstone Legend I actually use in my Toon deck, specifically because of the fact that if I don't activate the first effect and tribute it to the graveyard, from graveyard, if you have itself and Red Eyes B in grave, you just put the Red Eyes B back into your deck, and then put the Blackstone Legend back in hand.
Oh.
Yeah, and also Dragoon only needs one effect monster.
Right. Oh. Dirty.
So like, let's say you were able to special summon, or get Red Eyes B to the grave, and then and then be able to get an Anaconda with Blackstone. Then you could just get into some card with Anaconda, and then use Blackstone to go into Dragoon, because then you can activate that effect from grave.
I see. Awesome, awesome. Next, I use my Illusion, my Vampire, Red Eyes, and Draco Sack. The reason for Draco Sack is for protection as well, and for also more popping. Because Draco Sack is a rank 7.
Yeah.
Your whole arsenal is almost rank 7. Red Eyes is just for saying, have fun burning yourself. Vampire is made for crackdown.
Oh, okay. So I was very curious about that card, because I have not seen anybody run that card completely beside you.
Right. So the dirtiness behind him is because once you crack down, you take control of your opponent's monster. His effect is whatever level monster or exceed monster you steal from your opponent, you can convert it to a level 6.
Wow.
Right. So you convert it to a level 6, you overlay it, and you get a free monster.
Okay.
And also you have Dark Magician Girl as a level 6, you have Apprentice Illusion as level 6. So on top of that,
I know Dark Magician is level 6s, 100%.
yes, yeah. Yep. And Illusion Magician for more banishing. You detach one, special summon a vanilla monster attacks. You get to banish any card on board. So you could do, if you have Red Eyes still in the deck, slap it all out, summon the Red Eyes, banish a card on board. So that's why these are my generic 7s. For links, I have Masquerena, just to say, have fun. I'm gonna link on your turn. Celine, just for revival, more spellcaster revival. The fun part about Celine is that if you successfully summon Dragoon first, you can use Celine's effect and revive him and get full effects.
Right, okay.
Yeah. BLS,
Yep.
just because he's your big man.
Yeah, big man of the deck. At least the big link monster of the deck.
Yeah.
Because I know there's a particular fusion monster you have that's pretty good.
Right. Link Karibo,
Yep.
just because he's your protector. And of course the Anaconda. If you're using Red Eyes Fusion, you would want to play Anaconda. And for finally, the Dark Magicians and 2 Dragoons. The 2 reasons why I use 2 Dragoons is because one off of Red Eyes Fusion or Secrets of the Spellcasters. Secondly, it's off of Magical Eyes Fusion, which is the Miracle Fusion for Magicians. Now, the Dark Magicians is absolutely your draw and your combo starter as well. If your opponent activates a card effect, spell, or trap, you could draw a card off him. If it's a spell or a trap, you automatically get to free set it, and if it's a trap, you can use it on the same turn it was set.
Okay.
When he's destroyed, you can special summon Dark Magician and Dark Magician Girl from either hand, deck, or graveyard. Or either, anywhere.
Yeah.
So you get 2 free monsters on board if this is being destroyed.
Oh, so and then from that you could easily go back into Anaconda.
Exactly.
Yeah, okay. So Ron, I just want to thank you very much for giving us this deck list today. Congratulations on topping. You wanted to say something to the audience on your way out?
Once again, Dark Magician is a deck that I feel is underrated, and just if you guys decide to build it, have fun. And again, once again, yes, it's going to have major bricks, but that's the fun part. We get to fix it. Happy dueling.